Hello everyone, welcome back to the kitchen table. Today on the kitchen table, very exciting. I've been to visit Yuneec in the UK at their new kind of operations centre and had a good talk with them, and also I've got very up close and personal with the new Typhoon H. Looking very good on this new brochure. So yeah, I was invited up there because I'm doing an article for a new digital free-to-download magazine, the UK Drone Show magazine, which is coming out at the end of the month. And so I thought I'd give you some feedback on that. But before we go any further, it's the kitchen table. We always have a beverage when we're discussing our drones. It's early morning here, and it's been a very long week. Lots of travelling and bits and pieces to be done, so I'm on the coffee. This is some Colombian, not home roasted. I haven't had time this week, so anyway, it's still good, so cheers. Oh, very much required. So yes, new magazine, as I say, it's being produced by the UK Drone Show, completely free to download, no cost at all. It's coming out bi-monthly. I'll put a link in the description. If you want to just sign up, you'll get a link to download the first edition, which is coming out at the end of March, which will include sort of much more in-depth article on Yuneec, on the Typhoon H, on the Tornado, on them as a company, and so on and so forth. So go and click on that link if you want to. If you want to subscribe up to that and get it in your inbox for free, that'd be cool. So it went to Essex. Yuneec in the UK have just moving everything into a new operations, training and technical centre in Essex. It's not far from the M25, and it's great because you walk out the back of their building and there is like a 100-acre field. So all test flying and training and all sorts of stuff can be done there. They're also moving their service team, warranty service department, and it's going to be the new hub for Yuneec. And one of the things that I really was keen to have a look at is the Typhoon H, and they brought out the only one in the UK. It's a final prototype version, so. This isn't where I'm going to do the review. I am going to try and get my hands on a final consumer version, which are being produced as we speak, and do a proper sort of review, because it's not fair. This is not the final version, but it's apparently 98% of what's going to be there. But it has almost all the concepts, and I've flown it, and I've got my mitts on it, as those of you who follow me on Twitter will have seen. So first of all, let's talk about the unit itself, look and everything else. It's quite a striking looking, quite insect-like, but very small form factor, surprisingly so. Very compact design. The folding arms are really nice. Carbon fibre where it counts, so the arms and the landing legs are all carbon fibre. One of the things I'm going to do in this video is talk about some of the questions and concerns that I had having first seen it launched at CS, and some of the discussions that you guys have had. We've had comments get made and stuff, and so we'll have a look at some of those. The first thing I was concerned about is, okay, this is a consumer quad, it's a hex, it's folding. How robust are these kind of folding joints going to be? And do you know what? I think they've done a really excellent job. It is both elegantly simple and very, very strong, and it's sort of, foolproof. Other lovely touches you'll see here in this close-up shot, all of the important cabling that's running up those arms is completely braided. So, you're not going to get anything wearing out because it's had to be bent down on that gap. It's really nice that they've done that. And the locking mechanism itself is a simple latch. You lift it up and it clicks really firmly in place, so firmly that you can hold it on one arm without a problem, fully weighed up. And it's great, and it's a really sort of simple but positive action, click and unclick, and as far as I could see, having a close look inside, the actual kind of hinge mechanism it's been really well engineered and is really robust. So that's one thing. Nice as well that the props they have are they're quick on with a locking mechanism, so as you twist them on, the safety button in the middle pops up. Everything about the aircraft when it's all right has a click. If you don't hear a click, you haven't done it, and I like that. It's a really tactile and easy way, as well as being able to feel that the button isn't raised properly on the prop. click, you know you've done it. Really like that. Massively quick to get ready. I mean, literally, if you take it out the box and fire it up so it starts acquiring GPS, then as you go, you flip up the legs, twist on all the props, and you've got a 30-second prep time. So even though the fact that it's a hex and there's this kind of, folding mechanism, that doesn't really impact on getting it out and about. The look is the look. It's quite robotic and insect-like, but it's it's a different look. It's all black. We flew it. It got flown in the sky. It was kind of a light overcast, on and off showers sort of day. We flew it with a Phantom 3 to take some air-to-air footage of it. And actually, do you know what? At a similar distance, they're not. This one isn't massively bigger than the Phantom 3, but it certainly seems to be. It's got more. There's slightly more to it, and the darker colouring means it's got sort of more visual presence. You can see it. Another nice touch that I liked was because it's got six arms. You've got they have the opportunity to put coloured LEDs at the bottom of the sort of left and right. So right is green, as it would be an aircraft, and then the other one is, I can't remember. I think it was a purpley colour, but there's a differentiator, so you can easily kind of see whether it's what the orientation is like. Not that it matters if you've got a 360 camera. So little touches like that are great. The retractable gear, it's nothing clever. It's a driven sort of motorized mechanism, and the gear come right up and right out the way. They dock well up and completely give you a total freedom to rotate the camera. It feels nice and solid. It weighs, I've got a weight on it, all up, battery in, ready to fly, 1.8 kilos. And they are, the flight time that they're quoting is in the hover, 22 minutes. Yeah, the gimbal is modular, like on all the ones, so you can slide that off. And this means that going forward, of course, if you want to put a different unit on, and there are some interesting developments in the next year from Yuneec in terms of what you can hang from your Yuneec aircraft, you can just simply remove it very simply and add a new one. There's no need to sort of think, oh no, my aircraft can't now handle this new technology. You can just slide it in with a click. Everything clicks. So that was really good. So let's talk about the other big surprise for me was the transmitter. Now there are going to be some options. You get to choose a package. You can choose a level of toys, if you like, that come with it that fits your pocket. But the great thing is that there's nothing to stop you upgrading parts of it, later on. So you can buy a base package, and then you can, if you like the look of some of the other toys that come with the higher end, you can save up and just buy the extras, which is very nice. The transmitter, this is the ST16 16 channel transmitter. This thing is a beast. I mean, it looks like it's going to be really awkward. It feels nice in the hand. It does come with obviously a neck strap and anti-glare shield and stuff, but basically it's a fully functional Android Intel processor powered 7-inch tablet. Which functions as a tablet. I mean, Danny, who's their kind of training and technical manager, while he was booting it up and showing us, he's got an email through on it, and he was running a video on VLC player. And if you want to, Flappy Birds, it's a full-on tablet. If you're connected to Wi-Fi, you can do everything that you want to do. So you want to check the weather, and it's all there, which is fantastic. Feels really nice. It's that sort of slightly rubberized. It's not rubberized, but it's that grade of plastic that has that slightly textured, slightly rubberized kind of feel. But it's very rigid and solid. Other things I really like about it, in the back, it uses a rechargeable. It's a lithium ion pack, but it's swappable. It's not baked in. So if there's two great options. You can either buy a second battery pack, so if you run out of charge, and it's apparently should last a good 5 hours, because of course it's driving the tablet. But if you run out of power and you've got a second pack in your pocket, you can just pop it out and put it in. Even better, it's all charged up via USB. So if you've got a 10,000 milliamp hour USB power bank, just bring that with you in a lead, and you don't even need to have a battery in it. You can run it off an external source out in the field, which is really good. This thing was damn impressive. You know, it walks you through everything because it's a tablet, so there's lots of help screens and bits and pieces. But even if you are, what's great is if you're an advanced user and you set it up that way, you can actually mess around and remap all the switch gear, and you know, you can really go to town on it if that's your thing. But if you just want to sort of chuck it in the air and fly it, then that's great. The other clever thing is it will bind with their other transmitter. It will bind with that. So out of the box, you just have to buy this the other control, and you've got two operator ready. One of you controls the aircraft, the other one has gimbal control on the camera. Out the box. If you've got an existing Q500, the existing transmitters will bind. And in fact, the ST16 that comes with the Typhoon works with any camera unit and any aircraft in their range, which again means you can start light and on their consumer models, and if you want to work up, that you don't have to buy the whole kit again necessarily. You can buy it as a modular concept. That is really attractive. So flight-wise, beta software was in it. Dan and the UK indeed are one of the beta testing hubs. In fact, you could see on the aircraft, he'd had the top off it about 100 times and had several hundred hours on it. They've been really pounding it. What's great is there's a very close link between Yuneec UK and the Chinese factory, and several in the development cycle, several of Dan's feedback has come within a couple of weeks, has been then built into the next versions of the software. But it was still beta software, so I wasn't going to put it through massive paces because it would be unfair, because it's not going to be representative of the final version. But some of the fundamentals, it climbs fast, it flies surprisingly fast, it won't be able to beat the Phantom 4 in sport mode, but then it doesn't tout itself as a speed machine, but it's certainly faster than the Q500 was. It's got ground-looking sort of optical sensors and radar sensors, so it avoids a plummet. But what's nice is it comes down at a fair speed, and then it gets to about 30 feet. The radar notices the ground's there, and then it slows right down to quite a crawl of a descent. This is, of course, because it's got retracts, and it's giving you time to put the retracts down. But I really like the fact that you can be coming down quite fast, and then you hit this kind of this height limit, and suddenly it just bleeds all the speed off and just lets you bring it down at a much lower rate. Well, nice touch. It's GLONASS equipped. This final version software with the transmitter is going to come with things like the cable style cam mode, waypoints, follow me mode. The other one is look at me mode, so you can say point it in that direction, and whatever you do with the aircraft, it will keep pointing on. It's quiet, like the Typhoon Q500s. The H is quieter than you think it's going to be. It doesn't have that high-pitched whine. Now, I've been embargoed on some of the things that I can say. They'll be in the article. I might be able to say them between now and then. And if I do get an update, I'll do another very quick video to give you sort of facts and figures. But there's an embargo on it at the moment. But one of the things that people wanted to know as well was, price point. We've got a price point. All I can say is that there are going to be multiple versions that you can buy depending on the sort of the kit level that you want, up to the full kind of top end, which will come with this ST16 transmitter, which is a lovely thing. The aircraft, the Intel RealSense Sense and Avoid computer. The base aircraft does come with two sonar anti-collision, which work up to its lower speed, and it works up to about 3 meters, and it will just stop you from going into anything. Obviously, the RealSense is going to be the one that was demonstrated at CES, where it will not only stop, it will then work out a new route and do all that jazz. So yeah, you'll be able to get the top model of the aircraft with the RealSense, the transmitter, 2 batteries, a hard shell backpack, for a price that made me very surprised. I think I'm probably safe at leaving it at that, but yeah. It's going to be good. Yeah, we didn't see the Intel RealSense. That's not available. What it's looking like that's going to happen is that's going to be coming on stream a couple of months after the first models go out. But if you've ordered the full package and you want that from day one, then when the RealSense modules come in, it's going to be a user fittable sort of plug and play concept. Again, this implies to me that down the line, if you buy the lower model and you want to save up, and this modular kind of swap things around and build as you build thing is a really, really great idea. Some of the downsides that I think people are going to point out, quite rightly, it's a HD video downlink, but it's using 5.8 gigahertz. It's using traditional FPV kind of radio frequency. So you are not going to get the penetration that you do over a light bridge equipped Phantom, for example, using 2.4. You are going to get more potential issues with interference and breakup. If you're pushing for distance, you just won't get as far. You just won't. It's difficult for me to comment on that because in the UK it's illegal to fly a drone further than you can see it, at which point it will be just as good as a light bridge. If you live somewhere where you can't do that and you are desperately keen to fly beyond line of sight, irrespective of whether we agree whether that's safe or not, then that's going to be a downside for you. Of course, the massive upside is if you want to use this for commercial operations, or even if you just want to use it amateur-wise, is it's a hex, and it will fly if it loses, if one prop flies off, or one ESC burns out, or one motor grinds to a halt. The thing can still be brought down, and it won't just plummet with 5 rotors. The other thing that I think is very important to people need to be aware of is that, for example, Yuneec in the UK, the Yuneec in the various parts of the world handles all their own servicing and warranty and maintenance and everything in-house. At the moment, they're turning around warranty repairs on Yuneec products in the UK in 1 business day. Their actual stated sort of turnaround time is 3 business days. The goal is always that if you send them your broken drone on Monday, you'll be opening the box on Friday and back out to fly. So there we go. Lots of me talking. I apologise for that. You should be used to that if you're a subscriber. But I just wanted to give you some first impressions. Coming soon. As I said, the actual kind of final versions are on the production lines or off the production lines now. And I'm hoping to get some more pricing detail to you as soon as possible. But there we go. Any questions, please put them in the comments. If you want to look at my Twitter feed, then there's some photos from the day back there, and I'll put some others obviously overlaid on here. And yeah, please click on the link there and subscribe to the free magazine if you want to see the sort of full write-up. There's an interview with the MD of Yuneec UK and with Dan, and we're talking about, well, you know, where Yuneec are planning to go in the next few months and years. Some really interesting stuff in there. That was it. Thank you as ever for your support. Thank you for your questions and your comments. And for those of you who support the channel by buying a mug or becoming a channel patron or making donations or using the affiliate links and shopping links below, all of you guys, thank you so much, because it means I can do stuff like this and bring this kind of cool stuff for you without having to get advertising and sponsorship in. And that's really important to me. So many thanks for listening. Exciting times to come. And I will see you all again soon here back on the kitchen table. Until then, cheers.